Please start the session. Thank you. So great. Good evening, everybody, and really happy to introduce our next speaker. That's Dr. Akshata. Akshata will be talking to us about Vedic Vastu and modern architecture. Her company is Jyotir Vastu, and she's a Vastu consultant. But as I was talking to her, she's not just a mere Vastu consultant, and she's going to share with us the immense knowledge that she's learned from her guru in the next 15 minutes, a short time to teach us about 85 lakh different horoscope, you said, but you'll explain that further to us, Akshata. So over to you. Akshata, before the time is going to get over, I'm just going to raise my hand. So you need to give me the last 1 minute of your session, please. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hari Om and Namaste, everyone. I'm very much honored to be a part of this global platform, and my heartfelt gratitude to all the beautiful souls behind this magnificent event for giving me this opportunity. I'm very much grateful. Thank you. I would like to give a quick introduction about myself. I'm Dr. Akshata Rao, Vastu Consultant at Jyotir Vastu, Bengaluru, India. With the divine grace of God, I have been able to serve people for more than 11 years to, around 5,000 people whom I'm able to serve from my heart. I have received many prestigious awards for my service as a recognition, and the ones which is very close to my heart are the honorary doctorate received from Indian Institute of Oriental Heritage, Calcutta, and the famous Jagadguru Shankaracharya Award. Today, I would like to talk about Vedic Vastu and modern architecture. India has always been known for its traditions and cultures. The three major streams of knowledge that originated in India are yoga, Ayurveda, and Vastu. We all know that Ayurveda is the science of food and medicines. Yoga is the science for body, mind, and breath. Similarly, Vastu Shastra is that science of architecture which shows the individual how one can create and live in harmony with the built and unbuilt environment also. There are texts on Vastu Shastra that have been in existence for over 12,000 years. That is the Vedic period. These texts have been documented various aspects of architecture after several years of trial and error in the field. These traditional architects, sculptors, craftsmen, they have continued to practice and embody this philosophy, skills, and techniques of this ancient tradition till date. According to Hindu mythology, it is believed that Lord Brahma asked Vishwakarma to develop an architectural system that included the powers of the basic five elements, that is air, water, earth, fire, and space. This system helps in the organization of space within a structured base on their function in relation to one another as well as to their usage. Though this concept has been passed on so many generations through the centuries, sadly, as of today, this science has become a very debatable question. Vastu Shastra is not a new science, it is a Vedic science and architectural technology that is not time related but eternal. The ancient Vastu architects were aware of structural engineering and construction technologies that are being used even today. So, the question of Vastu Shastra being obsolete or redundant doesn't arise. It can be said that the Vastu Shastra of modern day architecture is similar to the ancient science, only difference is in the way of approaching the concepts. This infers that unknowingly we are still following the ancient Vastu Shastra as derived in the Vedic sutras. We all know that architecture is the art and science of designing spaces. It is aimed at creating comfortable and also congenial living conditions for the users. Similarly, Vastu Shastra studies and also helps the architect to take a more holistic picture into account. It is not something which is unbiased or something redundant. It is something which gives you a more holistic picture into account. My goal here today is to emphasize the role of Vastu Shastra and its practical applications. Vastu Shastra is that science of building design and planning that deals with the study of practice and the interrelationship of the forces of nature. As said earlier, they are the air, water, and fire, or the light, that are the three natural forces that have a direct impact on our living. House is a place where these three forces are existent and flowing. It is absolutely necessary to maintain a smooth and harmonious flow of these natural forces, because in absence of a synchrony of these, the lives of the occupants can get out of balance. And that is where Vastu Shastra comes into picture. An increasing number of people are beginning to experience the fragmented and often disturbing kind of an environment, or the impact of the built environment in cities and towns, especially in the last few decades. The Vastu Shilpa Shastra are technical texts. It is a very technical text that deals with the design and building or crafting of the built environment as well as the interiors. Unfortunately, the modern architecture, the technical data contained in this amazing text have been sidelined, and they have become a mean cosmetic adjustment to the building. The reality is very far from this and needs to be shared and taught to designers, architects, and some more interested members of the society. My task in the last decade has been to disseminate the knowledge in various ways so that the intelligent aspects of this vast tradition may be reabsorbed into the mainstream of modern architecture. I would like to give an example, best example of Indian style of Vastu Shastra or architecture would be the Tirupati Balaji temple in Andhra Pradesh. It is one of the most revered spiritual centers in the country. It was built around 300 AD in the Dravidian style, which strictly adheres to the principles of Vastu Shastra. India's ancient science of architecture dictates that all built forms must integrate with nature. And that is why it's the wealthiest temple in the world and receives the largest number of pilgrims, maybe around 40 million people annually. You just imagine 40 million people going to one place. What would be the energy or magnitude of that place attracting so many people? And that is where Vastu helps even businesses, commercial places, or houses. If you are doing if you want more to do more business, what you will feel, you want more people to walk in, you want more customers to walk in, and that is where Vastu can help you to attract people. Vastu Shilpa Shastra is not the present day joke. It is from the day one, it is from the Vedic times. And not only temples, even the palaces and many other monolithic structures were built according to the principle of Vastu Shastra, which still stand tall and proud with strong foundations that withstand even the most horrifying catastrophes of nature. One more example which I would like to give is in 2013, when the entire town was perished as a result of devastating floods, the Kedarnath temple in the Himalayas was the only structure that survived. It was built in accordance with Vastu Shastra, and that is where it survived. And what is built in harmony with nature will survive even the most severe of the nature's wrath. And that is why I say Vastu Shastra is not just about construction, it is all about living in harmony with nature. Owing to colonial hangover, post independence, Indian architects sought to mimic the West and the architectural styles without considering whether or not those styles were conducive to Indian landscape. The current trend these days is to buy an apartment that is close to amenities and easy on the pocket. So the concept of following Vastu guidelines has become very redundant. Today, India is still a developing country, and the common man cannot afford to follow concepts like Vastu. And for many, it's just a relief to afford even a roof of their own. And they say making Vastu Shastra is totally irrelevant for them. The current generation cannot understand or accept the significance of such an ancient subject in modern constructions, with the end result of many people disregarding Vastu Shastra when buying a new home or building it. They doubt its relevance in the current economic scenario and environment. The modern generation are of the opinion that it's better to adapt to new and innovative ways rather than following contemporary ideas. That with the current trend, having to struggle for even a little bit of air in a multi-storied apartment being so tough to stay there, it's a further burden to try to adapt that restricted space into Vastu Shastra concepts. And uh, maybe for this, the general concept now is that Vastu Shastra is for only the rich who cannot or who can afford to spend that extra change building plans to suit this ancient science. But actually, in reality, that is if anybody does Vastu or if they take care of Vastu requirements, it would not only help them to stay healthy, wealthy, and at peace, but also feel a lot safer with the blessings of Devtas and at a very affordable price. Luckily, there are a few builders and architects who religiously follow Vastu Shastras while designing and building their apartment complexes so that the common man doesn't have to take the additional burden of worrying whether his new home is Vastu compliant or not. According to me, modern Indian architecture is all about taking concepts from our ancient practices of building and uniting traditional techniques with the present day technology. The beauty of traditional knowledge streams are that they are never meant to be stagnant or fixed bodies of knowledge. They have evolved, gained volume and richness or gradually over time, with each generation testing the knowledge and adding on to it. Uh, the Vastu Parampara tradition provided a holistic, cultural, practical, scientific, and even spiritual foundation through the generations for traditional architects and craftsmen. The Shilpi's integrity, the compassion, and moral values were respected as much as his mastery of skill and his ability to work well with the available resources. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Let us include these principles of Vastu in construction itself so that the entire building stands firm and its inmates have a better living. As per Vastu, it is not just construction planning. It all starts from the check of the soil, direction of the wind, water flow, and even color therapy and interior designing too. So what I would like to stress on is Vastu Shastra may not be essential for living, but it is a very helpful and it is very helpful for a magnificent, healthier and wealthier life. One thing I would like to say and conclude is come, join me to explore this ancient tradition of Vastu Shastra and let us recreate a holistic and a modern architecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akshita. It's and I think there was a lot more to learn from you. The time was short, but you have given us at least a brief and something to reach out to you for more learnings. Not much of a believer of Vastu myself, but I believe in our ancient traditions, and I know that it can actually make a huge difference to our well-being. For all the efforts that you and you're putting together to retain the knowledge from your guru, and for the brilliant efforts and work that you're doing, the Women Economic Forum is wanting to give you the award of an exceptional leader of excellence. So many congratulations to you for getting the award, and look forward to a lot more from you for the society and for all of us out here at the WEF. All the best, Rakshita.
Thank you so much. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu and samasta sanmangalani bhavantu. Thank you.
Thank you.